In a moment that sent shockwaves through the political world, former President Donald Trump stormed out of a congressional hearing, yelling, "You're all corrupt," as stunned lawmakers and cameras captured every dramatic second. The chaos unfolded during a high-stakes inquiry, where Trump had been called to testify about allegations surrounding his post-presidency actions. From the beginning, the atmosphere was tense. Trump, seated at the center of the hearing room, appeared visibly frustrated as lawmakers grilled him with pointed questions. Members of Congress, both Democrats and Republicans, sparred over their lines of inquiry, with partisan divisions on full display. The moment of escalation came when a Democratic lawmaker bluntly asked Trump about accusations of financial impropriety and ethics violations. "Mr. Trump, the American people deserve to know. Did you personally profit from your time in office, and are you hiding the truth from this committee?" Trump, leaning back in his chair, shot a glare across the room. "This is a witch hunt," he snapped, his voice rising. "The same fake nonsense as before. I have nothing to hide." The lawmaker persisted, demanding specifics. "Then why won't you answer directly, sir? Why all the evasion?" "It's because you and your allies have something to cover up, isn't it?" That's when Trump exploded. Slamming his fist onto the table, he stood up abruptly. The room fell silent as Trump pointed an accusing finger at the lawmakers. "You people are the problem," he shouted, his voice booming. "You're all corrupt. Every single one of you. You don't care about the American people. You care about yourselves and your power." Gasps rippled through the chamber. Members of Congress exchanged shocked glances, some fumbling with microphones as they tried to regain order. The committee chair banged the gavel, shouting, "Mr. Trump, you are out of line. Sit down or you will be removed." Trump wasn't finished. "The American people see what's happening here. This is a disgrace. You're all corrupt, and I refuse to be part of your circus." His voice echoed through the hall as his supporters erupted in applause outside the building, where a crowd had gathered to watch the hearing unfold on massive screens. Chaos ensued as lawmakers shouted over one another, some demanding Trump return to his seat, others criticizing the hearing itself for devolving into a political spectacle. "This is outrageous," one Democratic representative shouted. "We are here to get answers for the American people, not to put on a show." Trump turned toward the exit, ignoring the chair's demands for order. His aides hurried behind him, trying to keep pace as the former president marched out of the chamber, visibly fuming. Camera crews followed, catching Trump's final outburst as he approached the doors. "You'll all pay for this at the ballot box. The people know the truth." The footage of Trump's dramatic walkout instantly went viral. News outlets interrupted their regular programming to replay the moment on a continuous loop. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions, ranging from outrage to celebration. Hashtags like #TrumpWalksOut, #AllCorrupt, and #CongressChaos trended worldwide within minutes. Trump's loyal supporters seized on the moment as proof of his claims of corruption in Washington. "This hearing was a joke," one supporter posted on Truth Social. "Trump is the only one brave enough to call out the swamp for what it is." Another tweet read, "You're all corrupt. Trump said it louder for the people in the back." On the other side, Trump's critics used the incident to accuse him of being unfit to answer tough questions. "Walking out of Congress when asked basic questions isn't leadership," one commentator said on CNN. "It's avoidance. He refuses to be held accountable." The scene outside the Capitol became a spectacle in itself. Supporters holding Trump 2024 signs chanted slogans like, "Drain the swamp," and "You're all corrupt," while counter-protesters accused Trump of running from the truth. Police were called to control the crowds as tensions flared. Back in the hearing room, lawmakers struggled to regain control of the proceedings. Some Republican representatives took the opportunity to defend Trump, criticizing the hearing as politically motivated. "This was never about the truth," one GOP lawmaker said. "It was about smearing Donald Trump, and he saw right through it." Democrats, however, were quick to frame Trump's walkout as a damning display of guilt. "If he had nothing to hide, he would have stayed and answered the questions," one representative said. "Instead, he ran out like a coward." Political commentators compared Trump's outburst to historic moments of defiance in American politics. "This is unlike anything we've seen before," one historian remarked on a primetime panel. "Trump's ability to turn even a congressional hearing into a spectacle is unprecedented." The fallout was immediate. Trump's campaign team began fundraising off the incident within hours, sending out emails with subject lines like, "Trump stands up to the swamp," And the establishment hates him, because he fights for you. Donations poured in, breaking records for a single-day haul. Meanwhile, Democratic leaders condemned Trump's behavior, calling for further investigations into his actions. The American people deserve answers, not theatrics, said House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Trump's refusal to cooperate speaks volumes. Trump himself took to Truth Social later that evening, posting a fiery response to his critics. I walked out because the system is rigged. I will not let corrupt politicians lecture me while they destroy America. The people know the truth, and we will take our country back. The post went viral instantly, with millions of likes, shares, and supportive comments. Trump's allies quickly began appearing on conservative media to defend him. President Trump was right to walk out, one Republican senator said on Fox News. This hearing was a sham from the start. Late-night comedians had a field day with the incident, turning Trump's walkout into a series of comedic sketches. One viral skit featured Trump storming out of increasingly ridiculous scenarios, like leaving a restaurant because the waiter didn't bring ketchup fast enough. Despite the humor, the political stakes were high. Polls conducted in the aftermath revealed a sharp divide among voters. Trump's core supporters rallied around him, praising his defiance as a sign of strength. Independent voters, however, were split, with some expressing concerns about Trump's behavior. The incident also reignited debates about political decorum and accountability. Some commentators warned that Trump's walkout set a dangerous precedent. If politicians can simply walk out of hearings when they don't like the questions, how do we hold anyone accountable? One analyst asked. Trump's campaign, meanwhile, saw the incident as a gift. His team quickly scheduled rallies in key battleground states, where Trump promised to address what he called the corrupt political elite. At a rally in Michigan, Trump told thousands of cheering supporters, "I walked out because I refuse to be part of their lies. They're coming after me because I fight for you." The crowd erupted into chants of "lock them up" and "drain the swamp," as Trump continued to frame the hearing as a political witch hunt. "They hate me because I tell the truth. And in 2024, we're going to show them who really runs this country." The speech was widely covered across media platforms, further amplifying Trump's message. Supporters praised his ability to turn the moment into an opportunity to galvanize his base, while critics accused him of exploiting the chaos for political gain. Political strategists predicted that the incident would define Trump's campaign moving forward. "This isn't just a walkout," one analyst said. "It's a rallying cry for Trump supporters, and it solidifies his image as a fighter against the establishment." Back in Congress, Democrats called for subpoenas to force Trump to return and testify. "He doesn't get to just walk away," one representative said. "The American people deserve the truth, and we will get it." Republicans, however, dismissed the efforts as political theater. "This hearing was a circus from the start," one GOP lawmaker argued. "President Trump owes them nothing." The controversy quickly became a flashpoint in the media, dominating cable news and social media for weeks. News outlets replayed Trump's fiery exit on a loop, while political panels debated the implications for the 2024 election. Amid the chaos, Trump's approval among Republicans skyrocketed. Supporters viewed the incident as further proof that Trump was willing to take on the swamp in Washington. "He's not afraid to speak the truth," one rally attendee said. "That's why we love him." For Trump's critics, however, the moment highlighted deeper concerns about his leadership style. "Walking out of Congress isn't strength," one Democratic strategist argued. "It's weakness. It shows he can't face tough questions." As the political fallout continued, both sides dug in. Trump's campaign promised more rallies and appearances, framing the hearing as proof of a corrupt system that needed to be dismantled. Democrats vowed to press forward, accusing Trump of running from accountability. Ultimately, Trump's dramatic walkout had transformed a routine hearing into a defining moment of the political cycle. Whether it strengthened his base or alienated moderates remained to be seen, but one thing was certain: the image of Trump storming out of Congress, shouting "You're all corrupt," would go down as one of the most unforgettable scenes in modern American politics. In the days that followed Trump's dramatic exit, the fallout rippled across every corner of the political and media landscape. Footage of Trump shouting "You're all corrupt" played endlessly on news channels, with commentators analyzing the moment frame by frame. Political cartoons depicted Trump storming out of Congress like a Hollywood action star, leaving stunned lawmakers in his wake. Trump's campaign team wasted no time turning the incident into merchandise. Within 24 hours, "You're all corrupt" T-shirts, hats, and bumper stickers were being sold online. Supporters eagerly purchased the items, treating Trump's defiance as a rallying cry against Washington. At his next rally, the crowd was a sea of red shirts bearing the phrase in bold white letters. Meanwhile, Democrats seized on the moment to paint Trump as unstable and incapable of handling scrutiny. "This is a man who wants to lead the country but can't answer simple questions," one Democratic lawmaker said during a press conference. "Americans deserve better." The tension boiled over during a heated congressional follow-up hearing. Democratic leaders called Trump's actions an assault on democracy, while Republicans accused the committee of orchestrating a partisan attack. "What happened here was not oversight, it was a witch hunt," one GOP lawmaker declared. As the incident continued to dominate headlines, Trump's critics amplified their accusations of corruption and avoidance. Liberal talk shows aired monologues lambasting Trump for running away from accountability. One prominent host quipped, "If you think yelling 'you're all corrupt' counts as an answer, maybe you're not ready for the presidency." Conservative networks, however, framed the incident as proof of Trump's courage to take on the so-called deep state. Fox News featured panels of pundits praising Trump's walkout as a moment of strength. "He said what everyone in America already knows," one commentator argued. "Congress is corrupt to its core." Outside the Capitol, protests and counter-protests continued. Trump supporters marched with signs that read, "Stop the swamp," while progressive demonstrators carried banners saying, "Leaders don't walk away." Clashes between the two groups grew tense, prompting police to increase security around Washington, D.C. Trump's opponents demanded he be subpoenaed to return to Congress and testify, but Republicans in the House pushed back. "President Trump has nothing to prove," one Republican representative said. "This committee has turned into a circus." Political strategists on both sides scrambled to analyze the fallout. Polls showed that Trump's support among his core base had surged, solidifying their loyalty. However, among swing voters and moderates, opinions were more divided. "Trump's walkout fires up his supporters," one pollster noted, "but it raises real concerns among undecideds about his ability to lead under pressure." Trump continued to use the moment to fuel his campaign. At rallies, he replayed the footage of his exit on massive screens, encouraging supporters to boo Congress. "They think they can bully me," Trump declared to a roaring crowd in Ohio. "But I will never let them silence me. I walked out because I fight for you, not the corrupt politicians." The crowd responded with chants of "USA, USA," and "Drain the swamp." For Trump supporters, the walkout was a symbol of defiance against a government they viewed as broken and out of touch. One supporter interviewed outside the rally said, "Trump is the only one brave enough to say it like it is. Congress is corrupt, and we're sick of it." The incident even sparked responses from international media. News outlets around the world covered Trump's outburst, with some praising him for his boldness and others expressing concern over the chaos in American politics. One European paper headlined, "Trump's walkout shocks the world. Strength or avoidance?" Celebrities and influencers added fuel to the fire. Some praised Trump for exposing Washington, while others mocked the walkout as another Trump tantrum. Late-night comedians continued the parody, with one viral skit showing Trump storming out of a dinner party because the host asked if he wanted more salad. Behind the scenes, Trump's team worked tirelessly to keep the momentum alive. Campaign strategists saw the viral moment as a golden opportunity to energize Trump's base while reframing the walkout as an act of defiance. One advisor said in a leaked recording, "We don't need to defend the walkout, we need to double down." He didn't leave Congress. He left the corrupt swamp behind. Meanwhile, Democrats pushed for subpoenas, demanding Trump return to testify. "He can't just walk out on the American people," one Democratic leader said. "We have questions, and we need answers." However, Trump's allies in Congress blocked any immediate efforts to compel him back, calling it political theater. The conflict dominated the news cycle for weeks, with pundits debating whether Trump's actions were a sign of strength or a failure of leadership. Conservative commentators called him a patriot for calling out corruption, while progressives labeled him unfit for running from accountability. One media outlet even referred to it as the walkout heard around the world. Supporters turned the walkout into a movement, hosting rallies under the banner of "Stop the Corruption." Trump's campaign began selling new merchandise, including hats that read, "I walked out for America," and posters of Trump pointing at the camera with the tagline, "They're all corrupt, Trump told the truth." During a rally in Florida, Trump addressed the controversy head-on. "They said I should have stayed and played their game," he shouted to a roaring crowd. But I don't play by their rules. I fight for you. Congress is broken, and everyone knows it. That's why they hate me, because I won't back down." The crowd erupted, chanting "Drain the swamp," and "Trump! Trump! Trump!" Trump basked in the energy, playing the role of the anti-establishment warrior who would stop at nothing to expose corruption in Washington. Meanwhile, Democratic leaders sought to keep the focus on Trump's refusal to testify. Campaign ads circulated showing Trump walking out of the hearing juxtaposed with solemn shots of frustrated lawmakers. One ad ended with the line, "When it gets tough, Trump walks away. America deserves better." Moderate voters, however, remained conflicted. Some viewed Trump's actions as proof of his inability to handle criticism, while others praised his boldness in confronting what they saw as a hostile political system. Polls showed slight shifts in swing states, where the walkout became a flashpoint in local debates. The incident even drew comparisons to historic political moments. Analysts likened Trump's fiery departure to Richard Nixon's infamous checker speech and other moments of defiance from leaders under scrutiny. "This is about more than Trump," one historian remarked. "It's about the growing distrust between politicians and the public." Adding another twist, Trump's rivals in the Republican Party began to weigh in. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis criticized the hearing but stopped short of endorsing Trump's walkout. "The real issue here is Washington's dysfunction," DeSantis said. "But leaders need to stay and fight, not walk away." The feud also drew reactions from political satirists and meme makers, who turned the hearing into a pop culture phenomenon. One viral meme showed Trump photoshopped into an action movie poster, walking away from an explosion with the words, "You're all corrupt," starring Donald Trump. Despite the jokes, the incident reignited debates about political accountability. Experts questioned what Trump's refusal to answer tough questions said about his leadership. If he can't handle Congress, how will he handle international crises? One commentator asked during a primetime broadcast. Trump's core supporters, however, rejected such criticisms. In interviews, many defended his actions as a righteous stand against political elites. "He's not afraid to say what we're all thinking," one supporter said. "Congress is corrupt, and Trump exposed them." At the same time, Trump's opponents organized counter-rallies demanding transparency and accountability. Signs reading, "Leaders don't walk out" and "Answer the questions" appeared in cities across the country. Prominent Democrats warned that Trump's behavior set a dangerous precedent for future leaders. The media frenzy intensified as both sides dug in, with headlines like "Trump's walkout, defiance or cowardice" dominating front pages nationwide. Cable news ratings soared as networks replayed the footage and invited analysts to debate the significance of Trump's outburst. Trump's team further fueled the fire by releasing a slick campaign ad featuring clips of his fiery exit. Set to dramatic music, the ad framed Trump as a warrior standing alone against a corrupt system. It ended with the words, "The swamp can't stop him." Trump 2024. As the controversy stretched into its second month, lawmakers found themselves divided over next steps. Some Republicans called for the hearing to be shut down entirely, while Democrats vowed to continue their investigations. The committee chair issued a public statement saying, "We will get answers, with or without Mr. Trump." For Trump, however, the moment solidified his image as the anti-establishment outsider. At a rally in Ohio, he closed his speech with a defiant message. "The media, the Democrats, and even some Republicans, they all want me to go away. But I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you. Together, we're taking our country back." The crowd erupted into thunderous cheers as fireworks lit up the night sky. For Trump supporters, the walkout wasn't a failure. It was proof that their leader was still the ultimate fighter. Meanwhile, political analysts continued to dissect the moment, predicting that it would have lasting implications for the 2024 presidential race. "Whether you love Trump or hate him, you can't ignore him," one commentator said. "This moment will define the next election and the future of American politics."